So a while back, I bought a Nintendo Switch from TEMU for only 1 penny, and as you can probably guess, the whole thing was a scam. Now, I've made a couple of videos previously going through the whole situation in depth, but today, I have yet again another update that I think is the worst of them all. Let me just explain. So basically, I jumped through a ton of hoops to buy a Nintendo Switch for only 1 penny, then TEMU canceled the 1 penny Switch order, then I went back and forth with customer support for a while, who of course was no help, and of course TEMU did some other random scummy stuff along the way, which leads us here to today. And essentially at this point, I've had a bunch of TEMU reps reach out to me and offer me things in response to me making these videos with hundreds of thousands of views, and I'll give you a rundown of what I have received in terms of offers so far. So first of all, Mark Steffen here offered me 20 bucks in TEMU credit. Whoop-de-doo. And when I didn't accept that, they also offered me not only the $20 credit, but also another $50 credit for a total of 70 bucks to TEMU.
2 crisp $20 bills.
I don't need 2 crisp $20 bills.
I'm a businessman.
And then when I said no to that, they said, how about $70 in credit plus a 20% off coupon capped at $20? Ooh, that's a little bit intriguing, but again, not my style. I don't want that. So we moved on to yet again another offer here. Oh, and by the way, that one was from James, so we're on customer service rep number 2 at this point. And then at this point, James responds again and says, how about the 20% off coupon, again, capped at 20 bucks, and how about $100 in credit? Wow. And of course, I don't respond to that, so James follows up a few days later and says the same thing. And guys, this is where things start to get really crazy because I've gotten all these offers so far, this like laundry list of offers from James, Mark Steffen, but at this point I've kind of moved on. I've made my videos on it. I'm like, I'm not dealing with it anymore. So I've moved on, but a whole week later, James responds again, or actually no, it's not James, it's Kabad now. Kabad responds to me, and this gets really intriguing. Let me show you. So on September 25th, we have this entire very long multi-paragraph email. He says, we would like to follow up regarding your compensation we previously offered. We understand that you might prefer to receive the Switch and the 2 games that were canceled, so we would like to contact you and offer a more suitable option. So that's basically referencing the fact that when I responded back to them in the past, I would say like, I don't want your credits. I just want what I ordered for 1 penny. Like I just want that for 1 penny because I bought it for 1 penny. He says, we would also like to provide more details regarding the cancellation. Your order includes the following 3 items with a total value of $246.14 if no discount applies. So basically what happened is I bought this Nintendo Switch Lite Japanese version for $172.31, but they gave me a discount of $172.30, so essentially I paid 1 penny. I literally paid a total of 3 pennies for these 3 items. You can see the next 2 is the Sonic Frontiers for the Nintendo Switch for $24.01, and then also Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe for $49.82, and I got all 3 of those for 3 total pennies, so 1 penny each. And they say, thank you for participating in our recent activity. As discussed, we will provide you with a $250 credit as compensation for the reward. This is what they should have done in the first place, like after they canceled the orders and saw that I was contacting support, they should have given me an offer like this in the first place, but it took weeks. But they say this payment is being made to support a resolution of your concern since your reward order was unfortunately canceled. And this here is where things get, I was actually mind blown when I read this. This basically confirms that they have been watching the videos. They know the situation. They know who I am on YouTube. They understand the situation. Just listen to this. They say, if you're happy to accept this offer, we will immediately release the $250 of credit to you, which can be used to order a gift of equivalent value. By accepting, you agree to keep the details of this credit confidential. I actually briefly talked about this in the previous video. I was like, when they offered the $100 credit, I was like, come on guys, like if you're gonna try to buy me off, like offer me something more than $100. Like guys, if you want to bribe me, send me more than $100. Like, what? And here they are. I think they might have actually watched that video, saw that line, and were like, huh, instead of $100, let's give them $250 and tell them not to tell anybody. Let's keep this a secret. So that's literally what they're saying here. They're saying, we'll give you $250 to make sure you don't post another video on YouTube exposing what we're trying to do here. But here we are. I'm not accepting the $250 from them. And as you can see, they're trying to keep me quiet. I honestly could not believe they actually said that when I read that email the first time. Just wild stuff. And then on top of that, they say, oh yeah, here's another 20% off coupon capped at $20, valid for 7 days. Oh, thank you. And then again, they go on to say, again, by accepting this offer, you agree to keep the details of this compensation confidential. And of course, I just don't respond at this point because, like, actually, no, I did say, what did I respond with? Oh, that's right. So hopping into the email here, I replied via email and I said, no thanks. I'm sure as soon as I use your credits, you're going to cancel my order again like you always do, which is very true. And yeah, so that's basically how I rejected it. And then they actually responded back with this other thing from James now, and I don't think I ever read this one. It says, we have received your feedback. We totally understand how frustrating it may be to have your order canceled. We've checked and you can actually use your TEMU credit to purchase the prize you wanted. Could you take another look at the offer we sent in our previous email? Okay, so they're just trying to get me to reconsider, and I just never responded, and basically they closed the ticket, and that was that. Well, the craziest part is, guys, that's not the end of it. It's the end of the 1 penny situation as of now. But guys, we now have a free situation. Let me just explain. So I have a couple packages here from TEMU, which I'll get into in a minute, but let me explain or show you the situation actually. So basically, again, I hopped into the TEMU app and they were offering me free stuff, not 1 penny this time, but straight up free stuff. And let me just show you what happens here. So basically I spin a wheel on their thingamajig and it says, you get minus 100%, so free, 100% off, which is just wild stuff, of course. And of course, a bunch of additional pop-ups on the screen that are super scummy. And then we get this whole countdown 3, 2, 1, and it pulls me into this little list of stuff where I can get 4 items for 100% off, except shipping costs apply, which I guess is fine if I'm getting 4 items for free. So sure enough, I scroll through and I'm like, all right, what can I find for free? And I start adding stuff. Now, to be honest, most of it at this point was junk. There was no like Switch or anything. I got this like, I don't know, random free game consoles, like 20 bucks, but it's free, so whatever, I'll take it. And I go through and add a bunch of other stuff here. Basically, I added a couple game consoles. I added something else there. I'm honestly not even sure what the third thing is. I also added some sort of iPhone case thing that looks like a gaming device. I don't really understand what I picked there. But you can see we got 4 items free. Extra 4 free unlocked, wow! And then it gives me, 4 more for free. So we get a total of 8, I guess. And it pops up with this thing with 8 daily free gifts. I don't know where that came from, but it expires in 30 minutes, so I gotta pick them fast. So I'm a fast boy right here. But anyways, I picked some more stuff here. Then I also saw some American flag backpack, which I thought a backpack for free sounded interesting, so I picked that up as well. Then like a game case and a Switch stand, and that was about it. So a bunch of junk, honestly, but it's free, so whatever. Then I go through and spin some more wheels and stuff, and read some verbiage I don't understand because they're just saying random stuff on screen. They got like random small text everywhere. And then all of a sudden it pulls me into this thing where I'm seeing like actual legit items like Super Smash Bros. For the Switch, a DualSense controller, a Switch OLED. And at this point I realize I think I have to buy one of these things to get the other stuff for free, which I personally don't think was ever represented correctly anywhere in that previous process. I just saw free stuff, and like maybe there's some tiny text at the bottom that I didn't see, but like, at this point I realized like, okay, they're doing the crap again where I gotta pay a bunch of money to get free stuff, so let me go ahead and add something to my cart and just see what happens. So I basically find like one of the cheapest things I can find that was like decent, which is this Kirby game for the Switch 2 for 78 bucks, which I think was still steep for this game, but whatever, I buy it for some free stuff here. And then once I buy it, it takes me to this order rewards thing where I scroll through and it says claim today's free gift. And that's where I start to get a little bit suspicious, like, hold on, am I getting 1 gift per day? Do I have to buy an $80 item every single day to get a free $10 game case every day? Is this the game we're playing? And so I click on the first the first thing there, which is the American flag backpack, or so I thought it was a backpack. Now I'm noticing it's actually a patch. It was a patch on the backpack, but that was not very clear in the listing unless you're like, I guess I could have read it more in depth, but honestly I was just adding stuff to the cart just because it was free or whatever. So at this point, I'm getting like a $2 patch for free by spending 80 bucks on a game. And you gotta claim your next free gift tomorrow. We got this, what is this? This TEMU guy, is that James down there? He's the one sending me gifts. I just, again, have no words here, and they're making me spin more wheels. I don't know, man. Oh, I actually forgot. It took me through more things and more wheels that were actually taking me back to 10 more free items. It did the whole countdown again, and you can see it wants me to add 10 more free items. And dude, look at these things. These things are all like $3, $4, $2, like just absolute pure garbage. What is that? I can't even show you that, guys. That is a hollow out bodysuit. I'll let you guess what that means. What? I just truly don't know. I'm so confused at this point what's going on with TEMU, but let's go ahead and put this to the side and see what we actually got here. We got 2 items. I don't know what is what. Let's go ahead and open this first package up and see what they sent me. And yep, I guess that's the free item. Wow, this is this is so funny seeing a giant made in China tag on front of this thing, and then you open it up and it's the American flag. And yep, there it is, and it's just, oh wow, it's a cheap piece of crap. It's not even made well. Okay, whatever. Let's see what's in this little package here. Should be our game that I paid 80 bucks for. And this is interesting, in case you're wondering where this came from. It came from XP Vault. I guess that's a place where TEMU ships from. I don't know, man. Third-party seller or something. Let's see what's inside of here. We've got Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, plus Star-Crossed World. And yeah, it's for the Switch 2. It looks legit. I honestly thought it was a Japanese. Is this a Japanese version? I don't know how regions work on the Switch 2, to be honest. Whatever, here it is. Let's go ahead and open this package up and see if they like. Honestly, they could have resealed this and put like a, I don't know, a crappy game inside of here, like Big Chungus or something, but let's check out the inside and see what's inside this little package. And we got, nice, this is the Nintendo Special. We've got a game card in here. So yeah, there you go, guys. Another scam by TEMU. I guess to be fair, I could have like slowed the thing down and like taken a look at the fine details, but the problem is they're like, oh, you got 5 minutes, you got 10 minutes to check out and get this free stuff, so you better go fast. So like, they're discouraging you from actually reading what's going on there. But anyways, guys, just I'll do it for your viewing pleasure, but do not buy from TEMU. Just don't do it, guys. But guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know down below what you think about the whole situation. And if you want to see this situation in more detail, check out this video here. It's just it's crazy. I'll see you guys there.